Buff Nation!
Let's go!
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We're presented by Illegal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour, 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Jake and RK back with a loaded show today, man.
A loaded show and a new showtime.
Yes.
A new showtime. Get used to this one. This is probably going to be the bulk of the summer for us, coming to you from this time slot. So a little change up. Hopefully it doesn't mess up too many people's schedule of watching this, but I always think going earlier than a previous time is better, because if you've always watched at 3 o'clock, you can still watch at 3 o'clock.
Right.
Unfortunately, we'll miss you in the comment section, but
Exactly.
Hopefully, it doesn't mess with things too much, but we can get used to this time.
Yep. I mean, our show was a lot of like what happened today. Now it's going to be a lot of like recapping yesterday now.
Well, a lot of times though, like things were happening during the show.
Yes.
So seems less likely now.
Yeah, we're going to have a huge collection of stuff to dump every day. And, man, today we are absolutely loaded. If you guys hadn't heard, Shane Hooks is decommitted from Ole Miss. I'm just kidding. We start today with 3 commitments. The first, and probably the most impactful, Jaquez Robinson.
Sheesh.
Former Alabama Crimson Tide defensive back, cornerback, actually, was a top 300 prospect in the 2020 class, a 4-star player. Only played sparingly last year in like special teams, kind of last-minute stuff when they were blowing teams out. Redshirted 2021 and did not play in 2020. Man, Coach Prime has rebuilt this secondary.
Man, I think he looked out there during spring ball and just said, we need a lot of guys here.
Yeah.
And he did not like the ones that were there, and so now they're all gone. And now he's completely restocking the cupboard. Obviously, you have Travis and Cormani in the fold, but he wants more corners. And Jaquez is an incredible start to this. This is one of the guys that we had heard about early on. One of the first kind of guys that we heard about from that spring game weekend. And you had sent out a tweet like, eyes emoji.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a big one. Super exciting to get guys from Alabama, of course, and just goes back to what I've been saying. You get these guys who are playing on good teams, not just on the bench, and we'll talk about a couple more guys like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But you're bringing in SEC talent, legitimate SEC talent that was brought to these schools out of high school.
And then today, another cornerback, Ryan.
Yep.
This one we kind of pieced together rather quickly, but Amarian Cooper actually commits to the Buffaloes this morning. I mean, this is crazy. Another 4-star guy.
6'1".
Yeah, man. Listed at, 6 foot, I guess, 188. Jaquez was 6'2", 199.
Sheesh.
So some big corners coming in.
I think Haas Fawcett put out that he's 6'1".
Oh, did he? Okay.
Not that it.
Well, he's 6'1". We'll take it. He's a buff now. This guy was a 4-star recruit back in the class of, I believe, 2021. He was a 4-star guy, top 300 player. Played sparingly also the last few years. He did play more than Jaquez Robinson, however. Played in 12 games last year, 4 starts, 14 tackles, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. Played in 8 games.
Team.
Yep, 8 games in 2021, and played under James Chaney in high school.
Yes, and the quote here that should be sent through the megaphone to every player in the country that he read to Haas, or that he sent to Haas Fawcett: why not get coached by the best?
Mm-hmm.
Great question, Omarion. Why not?
Many people are hearing that message, though.
Yes.
And we'll get to them. We have another commit, though, and that is David Connor, lineman, or offensive tackle, rather, out of Florida. Was a 3-star 2022 recruit, did not play last year, and redshirted. 6'5", 295.
Yeah.
From Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Remember when Coach Prime said he needs about 15 more Florida boys?
Yeah.
He's getting there.
He is getting pretty close now, and more could be on the way. This guy was the 93rd overall tackle last year's recruiting class, 1,023rd player overall. The second Florida player to transfer in. First one already transferred out, though.
I've always just said it this way because that's the way you said it. I think it's Hayes Fawcett.
Haas Fawcett.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Someone in the comments said pronounce that wrong. You're pronouncing that wrong.
I swear I thought that's what it was. I know because I know it's a very weirdly spelt name for how it's pronounced.
Hayes.
I know.
All right. We're gonna trust Jake on this one, guys.
I swear they've talked about him on the shows I listened to, and I thought they said Haas Fawcett.
Like I said, I'm taking your word for it.
All right. And then a JUCO transfer, Mr. Kareem Harden, who played tackle at Butler Community College, I believe in El Dorado, Kansas. 6'5", 314.
Beast. And this is one that's been on our radar for a long time, hasn't he?
He's been teasing it. Yep. He visited, I think, back in January.
Right. Okay. Because the name, just like when you sent it to me, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds really familiar. We've talked about him a lot.
Yep. So 2 new tackles and 2 new corners. Positions of need.
Yep. I'm waiting for a couple wide receivers.
Oh, I've got some wide receivers we'll talk about.
All right.
But first, Shilo has graduated from college.
Let's go. Honestly, congratulations.
Jackson State. But
yes, congratulations. He has graduated. Yeah. The reason you say that because he's not leaving college entirely, but he did graduate from Jackson State. Congratulations. No small achievement, legitimately. Like, I honestly think graduating from college is one of the hardest things I've ever done. It was a scrap fight. So congratulations to Shilo. Got the cap and gown on.
And then did the drum major dance across the stage.
Yes, the J5 march. Incredible stuff. And I guess that was inspired by Neely.
Yes, it was a bet that Neely said that he
Neely
placed.
put a bet on it, and he absolutely nailed it. So congratulations, Shilo. See you in Boulder soon.
Yes, sir. When do you think we get that committal?
I don't know. Someone had a fantastic idea, and I wish we could actually make this happen. We'll try. They said we should have him announce his college decision live on the show.
That'd be amazing. Just do a whole show and then have him announce at the very end.
Yeah,
just go,
exactly. The decision 2.0.
Yeah. About this, though, I've been wondering because obviously Shane Hooks is in the portal. Do you think if Shilo commits before Shane Hooks commits to his next team, he's out for CU?
Wait. Say that again?
If Shilo commits before Shane Hooks commits to his next team, are Coach Prime and the Buffs out on Shane Hooks?
Why?
I mean, he's been in the portal forever now. He's graduated now.
Yep. I don't think so. I think he's probably, for whatever reason, he felt he made the wrong decision the last time he did this. So I think he's probably going to take his time with this one. Make sure that he considers all options.
We'll see. He's definitely a portal target. You ready to get into these guys, man?
Yes.
This is
Want to hit a break first?
Do we want to hit a break first? We can. Shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays, the independent sunglasses company who offers a world-class product. Best part about Shady Rays, you are completely protected by their broken and replacement program. Even if you don't like your Shady Rays, you can exchange them for a new pair, or if you break or lose them, Shady Rays has you covered. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com. Use code DNVR for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. You can try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. It's a beautiful day today, by the way. Need the Shady Rays.
Oh, yeah. This is an incredible comment from Steven who says, I could see Shilo taking an official visit to see you just to make Coach Prime give him the star treatment.
That would be a hilarious Shilo vlog.
Yes.
That has to happen.
This is my official visit to Colorado.
Yes, just for the content. And then shout out to Shador's number 2 barbecue sauce. You guys have been absolutely crushing it over at PLB SE. That's where you can go and grab this. Make sure you use the code ALLCITY. You'll get 10% off of your order. It is a tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat. Finishes with a subtle smoky note. Again, ALLCITY at plbse.com, and you can get 10% off your order of Shador's number 2 barbecue. And we got a bottle right in front of me right here, too.
Hell yeah. That stuff is delicious.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Former North Texas linebacker Larry Nixon III has entered the portal. This guy's listed at 6'2", 236, was a junior last year, was first team All-Conference USA Pro Football Network, 4th team All-Conference USA Phil Steele, Played in 14 games, 8 starts, finished second on the team and 4th in the Conference USA with 106 tackles.
Hell yeah.
2.5 tackles for a loss, 1 sack. He's been playing for quite a while, but this was kind of a breakout season for him. 70 total tackles in 21, 53 in 2020, but over 100 last year.
I don't know how to explain this, but I can tell by his name, Larry Nixon III, that he's a dog.
He's a dog. Where's number 3 too?
Yeah, like I don't know how to. That's just facts.
Yep. We have another North Texas player. This time a wide receiver by the name of Jair Shorter. This guy was 6'2", 218. So there's the size that we want. Junior last year, was an honorable mention All-Conference USA coaches. Was comeback player of the year semifinalist. He only played in 2 games in 2021 before suffering a season-ending injury. Although he was hurt that year, the game before against SMU, 107 yards. It was his second career 100-yard game. He came back strong last year. Listen to these stats. 23 receptions.
What's his name again?
Jair Shorter.
Okay.
23 receptions for 628 yards.
30 yards a catch.
And 11 touchdowns.
Holy shit. He scored every other time he touched the
Yes.
ball. 11 touchdowns on 23 catches.
Yes.
And they're all 30-yard catches.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yeah. And his long was only 58.
So he literally was just 30-yard touchdowns every other time. Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Sounds like they need to get him the ball more.
Yep.
Bro's in the end zone every other time. He gets the ball 23 times. You would have doubled your touchdowns by just doubling his touches.
Exactly. Have him come to Colorado. Bring that back over.
Crazy.
Bring him and Alton McCaskill over, and you like double, or isn't it close to double up all the touchdowns from last year?
It would be
That's 29.
It would be a 50% increase.
That's insane.
Yep.
Another Florida State player, former defensive back Travis Jay, has entered the portal. He was a redshirt sophomore last year.
In relation to Rob?
I don't think so. 6'2", 198, out of Greenville, Florida.
6'2"?
6'2", 198. So this is weird, though. Going back to, I believe he's a 2019 4-star recruit, number 14 cornerback in the country by ESPN, number 17 by 247. Redshirted in 2019, played in 2020 in 6 games with 2 starts, had 26 tackles, 1 pick, 1 forced fumble. Also returned kicks and punts. In 2021, played in 10 games with only 1 start, however, 17 tackles, but 2 interceptions and 4 pass breakups. Totaled 104 yards on 4 kick returns. And then last year, didn't play. Worked with the scout team.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely deserves a chance to go play somewhere.
Yes. So we'll see if it's Colorado. Next guy, Dylan Brooks.
Not to be confused with the guy who ran his mouth and got smoked by LeBron.
Yes. I typed in his name. He spells Dylan different, but it already autocorrect. It's like, did you mean Dylan? And I was like, absolutely not. I did not mean that Dylan Brooks.
That Dylan Brooks is transferring to China.
Yes. 6'4", 232. Was a redshirt freshman last year. Backed up Derek Hall, so did not play much. Derek Hall went 37th overall on Friday to the Seahawks.
And that might have even been low for where he was projected.
Yeah, he's a good player. He had a great Senior Bowl and everything. Dylan Brooks, though, in the class of 2021, was a 4-star player, 247 Sports Composite, 77th overall, 6th overall edge.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. Your guy, former Michigan State wide receiver Keon Coleman, has entered the portal.
Yes. 6'4" receiver, 7 touchdowns last year. Talked to a Michigan State fan last night who understands that Michigan State's pain is my happiness.
Yeah.
Because, of course, of Mel Tucker going there. And he was like, oh, bro, you won't believe this. 3 of our best players just entered the transfer portal today. And this was already a make or break season for Mel Tucker. And he said Keon was the best of the bunch. It does sound like he's going to get some. He's going to be one of those guys who has every offer.
Highly coveted.
That usually means there's money behind it.
Yeah.
Which do not blame him if he just takes the highest bidder. But might make it tough for the Buffs. 6'4" receiver, though.
Yep.
Who's apparently very explosive.
6'4", 215. He did wear number 0 last year.
Not going to work
Not
here.
a good sign. 65 catches, 848 yards, and 8 touchdowns in 22 career games, including 12 starts. He also played basketball in the spring of 2022, appearing in 6 games, scoring 5 points and collecting 3 steals.
That's playing for Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
That's
an
crazy.
athlete, man.
Yeah.
This is a big one. Former Ohio State wide receiver Caleb Brown has entered the portal. He was one of the top wide receivers in the class of 2022. 79th overall player, 13th overall wide receiver. 5'10 and a half, 195 out of Chicago, Illinois. Did not play much last year. Ran a 10.84 100-meter dash, 22.17 200-meter dash. He is as advertised. And Brian Hartline thought so.
That's probably wide receiver U.
Yeah.
I wish we had more of a pipeline to Chicago.
Maybe that's next.
Yep.
Former Jackson State linebacker Niles Gaddy has entered the portal. He entered the portal earlier in the year, and he was with that crop with Syvion Wilkerson, who recommitted,
Yes.
came back. He enters the portal right at the deadline, though. Last year was JSU's second leading sack man with 6.5. He had 27 total tackles, 1 forced fumble as well, and 1 pass defense.
Let's get a quick straw poll in the comments from our Jackson State viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Just put a Y for yes and N for no.
For Niles Gaddy?
Do we want Niles?
Let's see. Next guy. Former FSU defensive lineman Bishop Thomas has entered the portal. 6'2", 290. Was a freshman last year. Played in 2 games. Was FSU Defensive Scout Team Player of the Year last year. Was a 4-star recruit in the class of 2022. According to, I believe, at his rivals, 247 had him as a high 3-star, 483rd overall player, 65th overall defensive lineman.
Straw poll is not
Interesting.
not great early returns.
Wow.
By the way, we did talk about Zachary Franklin last week. Someone in the comments said, "Can't believe you guys haven't talked about Zachary Franklin yet."
You have to remind me who that is.
That is the insanely productive wide receiver from UTSA
Oh, yes.
or UTEP, one of those two.
Yeah, UTSA. He
Yep.
was their leading receiver last year, I believe.
Yep.
Last guy, this one came through today. Former Kentucky offensive lineman DeAndre Buford has entered the portal. He was a 3-star 2020 prospect.
Oh, a lot more Y's coming in now.
All right, interesting.
Split decision.
We'll let Coach Prime make that decision. then.
Yeah.
409th player overall, so a high 3-star, 33rd overall tackle. Last year, saw action in all 13 games, had 2 starts against South Carolina and number 1 Georgia. Saw action in 2 games in 2021, used a red shirt then, I believe, or used a red shirt in 2020, was a red shirt freshman, only played in 2 games 2021. But another 6'3", 312-pound offensive lineman hits the portal.
How many offensive linemen have they already added? 3?
More than 3.
Well, no, in this cycle.
Oh, in this cycle? So it'd be, they just got Connor. They just got
Harden.
Kareem Harden.
Was there one more?
Bailey. Well, I guess technically not in this cycle, I guess. He was right before.
Yep.
I can't remember.
They want. I've been putting the number at 5.
Yep.
5 new offensive linemen because of the article in which Travis Gray was told by Bill O'Boyle I had to cut 5.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, transfers out. Seydou Traore.
This is a tough one. Just because the expectations were so high. The hope was so high. You really thought that he could be a game-changing matchup nightmare at tight end. If I were to guess what happened is I go back to that interview with Tim Brewster when the first time we talked to him during spring ball. And he was asked about Seydou by me. And Seydou was standing in the back of the room, and he directly addressed him and pulled no punches and just said, like, he is a very talented player, but I need guys who bring it on every single play. He has to be more consistent. He needs to become a 3-down tight end, not just a receiving threat, and just like was very, very hard on him. And I'm not sure necessarily where it went from there. I just think that Tim Brewster was probably really hard on his blocking abilities.
Yep.
And there's a part of me who thinks like I wish they would have maybe focused a little more on what he can do than what he can't do, because I think he really can be that seam stretching tight end that can be a real weapon. But coaches want what they want, and if they didn't think he could block, like, this is a power running scheme. So you're going to have to block out there.
Which is why we probably saw Louis Passerello get his number first.
Yep.
He's 25 pounds bigger, can be that complete tight end, and actually contribute in the blocking game.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking these tight ends to pull all the way across the field and knock someone's teeth out.
Yeah. Yeah, hitting these 270-pound defensive ends. Like,
yes.
Yeah. I know.
So it's a bummer. It's a bummer. But you hope that they can go get some more well-rounded tight ends.
Yep.
The interesting part to me is, like, the tape at Arkansas State told you that's what he was.
Right. Yeah, he's a flex tight end.
Yeah.
Like, if you play him in a spread and you can play in 11 personnel. I wouldn't put him in line, though. I mean, I guess you can if you kind of go away from him, but
there's also a chance that, like, that offense wasn't necessarily fun for Zico.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could just be a thing that was more personal for him, where he's just like, I kind of want to go somewhere where I can just go catch passes.
Yep.
And there's a place for that in the NFL.
For sure. And, I mean, this guy was like, I can't remember if it was On3 or if it was another service, but like 28th overall portal player in the first cycle back in December. Like
4-star transfer.
Yeah, and he had like close to 600. It was probably below 600 receiving yards, had like 7 touchdowns or something like that, too.
Yeah, it was like 550.
Yeah. So we'll see. The Bama tight end has entered the portal, too. There's quite a few. We'll see who they offer.
Yep. Landon King.
Yep.
Auburn.
Well, okay. We'll talk about him because he's listed at wide receiver, and he's weighs less than Seydou does.
Okay, well, that's probably not going to work out.
Yeah. But we'll talk offers.
Potentially they didn't want to lose Seydou. They want to replace that position.
So Landon King was a 2021 3-star prospect. Again, listed at tight end, 6'5", 220.
That's the same, right? Pretty much the same as Seydou?
Pretty much the same. And I think he was listed at 215 last year for Auburn. But he's actually been offered.
All right.
So
we'll keep an eye on that for sure. It would be an interesting kind of swap.
Yep. Right. Former Georgia defensive lineman Sean Washington was formally offered during his visit to Colorado this weekend.
Yeah, that's an interesting visit before the offer.
Yeah.
So does that mean it wasn't official? Can you take an official visit to a school that you don't have an offer for?
Does it matter for transfer portal guys?
Probably doesn't. It probably doesn't. Well, because the difference between official and unofficial is just whether or not the school pays for it.
Right.
So I would assume there is official and unofficial visits for transfers.
Okay, Matt is asking this. The portal is closed, so that just means you can't enter the portal. If you make it into the portal, you can commit whenever.
Yep.
Tomorrow, next week, you can take it all the way to July if you want.
Yep.
So that's what's going on with the portal right now. I know it's confusing, and they're probably going to change the rules on us again, but that's what we have right now. So
yeah, and that means that CU's roster, in terms of attrition, is done. Mm-hmm. They can only build up from here, and boy, do they have a lot of space to do so.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not going to see anyone who's here now is going to be here week 1 for the most part, unless they get kicked off the team.
Yep. Right. Another big one. Former Michigan State cornerback Charles Brantley has been offered by Coach Prime in Colorado. Played in 11 games this last year, 48 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 pick, 6 passes broken up, and that pick was a pick 6.
And the 6 passes broken up led the team.
Yep.
So he was their best corner.
He was offered, but today, Coach Prime quote tweeted his like portal entry, said, "I ain't hard to find," and then Mr. Charles retweeted that.
It's got to be a crazy feeling to be that kid, and Coach Prime tweets that out.
I know. He hasn't done that to many any
No.
portal players.
And why was he brought up? He was brought up in the original tweet that he quote tweeted. It was like Coach Prime in Colorado. Maybe it was like Coach Prime in Colorado have really been attacking this position or something along those lines.
I can find it here. He said, "Oh, I don't have it."
Just go to Coach Prime's timeline.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
All right, let's see.
Oh wow, did he delete this? He may have deleted it.
Probably got a call.
He may have deleted that.
All right, Coach Prime never tweeted that.
He never
I don't
did
know
that.
what you guys were
Yeah.
talking about.
That was a dream I was just telling you guys about. This one was super interesting too. Former CU defensive end Chance Main re-offered by CU and this coaching staff.
Yeah, that is a very interesting one. So can you fill me in on the Chance Main timeline?
Okay, so this is what he was going to be a graduate student, I guess, or he has one more year of eligibility.
Okay.
So he was technically already not on the roster, I guess. And because you're a grad transfer or you want to be, you can enter, your portal rules are different.
Right.
So he entered the portal at the middle of March, I believe.
Okay.
And then just got reoffered a few days ago. So I guess just the weird grad transfer situation is what's going on right now. But he's bulked up 30 pounds. He played at 240 last year. He's at 270 now.
30 pounds?
Yeah.
Dang, man. I could gain weight really easily. I don't even think I could bulk up 30 pounds in that short of a time.
Yeah. He went crazy. Last year, I mean, we've talked about this defense quite a lot. No one was really good. 27 total tackles, 2.5 tackles for a loss, half a sack, 1 pass broken up, 1 fumble recovery. But if he's playing at 30 pounds, and it seems like we're going to be playing with a lot of like actual defensive ends, hands in the dirt guys on the edge. Mm-hmm. Now at 270.
And you need depth, right?
Right.
And depth is hard to find in the portal because all these guys want to play. Mm-hmm. But this one could make sense as a guy who's already got roots here. He's already established. You know, he knows the campus. He just wants to stay around.
Would be like one of, I don't know, besides the guys that are on the roster now, like probably the only guy who entered the portal and came back to CU.
Yes.
That's crazy. Former Ole Miss defensive end J.J. Hawkins has been offered by Colorado. Last year, he was a sophomore defensive end, 6'2", 265, out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. As a redshirt freshman last year, didn't play very much. Was redshirted in 2021. Only had 4 games played last year, only 1 tackle. But was a 3-star recruit. So, yep, another defensive end. And then former Grand Valley State wide receiver Jade Walker has been offered by CU. 6'4", 185 out of Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know. Let me see if I have stats for this year. I do. 30 receptions, 623 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Do you have on this list the wide receiver who was in town this weekend that we talked about?
Oh, I can pull that up. The JUCO kid?
Yes. No, I think he's a D2 kid.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
I got it right here. This is... Oh, shit. I lost it already. Damn it. Sorry.
You're good. I'm pulling it up to...
Jaquay Jackson.
Yes.
From Cal University of something. Not the University of California. Mm-hmm. This dude had insane numbers last year. Let me see if I can find it. So he was a D2 All-American, 77 catches, 1,100 yards, and 15 touchdowns at California University of Pennsylvania.
That doesn't sound right.
6'3", 175. I want this guy because I turned on his tape and he is electric. Now, again, quality of competition, all that stuff. This could be one of those ones, though, like for CU basketball fans will remember Derek White,
right?
Who came from UCCS, and I don't know if that's quite D2, but came from UCCS, burst onto the scene at CU. Obviously now he's playing for the Celtics,
right?
In the playoffs,
And playing very, very well.
Playing very, very well. I want to call my shot on this guy. He's going to be a beast.
Did you say the stats?
Yes. 77 catches, 1,178 yards, 15 touchdowns.
With a long of 73. These are the type of guys you want to target out of D2, though. You have to be standout players, like almost all conference players. So all behind this as well.
Jimmy said someone was drunk when they created that university name.
Oh, also, thank you, Sport Geek. EJ Horton.
Yep.
He was visiting over the weekend. We covered that, but posted himself in uniform, I think, yesterday.
Speed.
Another speed guy.
Speed.
Quick little recruiting update. Jason Robinson also posted pictures of him in Buffs Uni. Just with the buff emoji. Didn't say anything, but good sign.
Yep.
4-star receiver, the guy who was committed to USC for a year and a half, almost 2 years before decommitting, I think, in February.
Were USC fans butthurt in the mentions? I gotta go find that.
Yeah, find that one. And then Aaron Butler, the hype is picking up.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly which two posts he replied to, but kind of like commitment, like actual stuff going on at CU. I think it was visit stuff, and then just put the buff emoji under two of them. I
wouldn't be surprised if his dad is in the comments every day of the show. He loves Coach Prime as much as we all do.
Matt H had a great tweet about Aaron Butler the other day. See if I can find this real quick.
Oh. Too slow.
Yep. UDFAs, do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, get your questions in now. We'll be answering them very, very shortly. Also, if you're enjoying the show, hit that thumbs up button or subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Appreciate all the 5-star reviews and kind words on Apple Podcasts. You guys are the best. It was a fun draft, but the Buffs, one of 7 Power 5 schools without a draft pick. That includes Arizona, Duke, Indiana, Kansas, Vandy, and Washington.
Don't get used to it.
Yep.
Don't get used to it.
Last year for quite a while, right?
Yep.
All right, so we had UDFA movement. Terrence Lang. Go ahead.
First of all, before we get to UDFAs, let's talk about guys who were drafted. Congratulations, Isaiah Bolden.
Yes.
Drafted out of Jackson State. Unfortunately, I would say, the only HBCU player drafted in 2023. Coach Prime had strong words about that. He said, ashamed of the other 31 NFL teams that they couldn't find draft value in all of the talented HBCU players. He said, we had 3 more draft-worthy players at JSU.
So,
and one of them is now a Denver Bronco.
Yes, Dallas Daniels is a Denver Bronco. Aubrey Miller should have been drafted.
Yes.
That's a crime. I believe he is going to be Miami Dolphins, UDFA. Didn't see anything for Nugget Warren.
He did get picked up, I think.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, congratulations, Isaiah Bolden.
For sure.
He was a big part of the Coach Prime documentary, so we got to know him a little bit. Mm-hmm. Super stoked for him.
And drafted to New England, where you get to learn under Coach Belichick now.
Yep. Nice little coaching ascension for him there.
Yeah. Well, and he'll play anyone. Coach doesn't care. Coach Belichick doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Best player will play there for sure, too. All right, Terrence Lang is going to be a Charger as an undrafted free agent. Brady Russell to Philadelphia, where Matt Russell, I believe, works, right?
Yes. So Matt Russell used to be a scout for the Eagles long before he became the assistant general manager of the Broncos. Now he's back working for the Eagles. Mm-hmm. So cool for him. Almost as cool as Deuce Vaughn's dad getting to draft him.
I don't understand how I covered this draft class for I don't know, a year or two at this point, and I never knew that Deuce Vaughn's dad was like a scout in the NFL.
Well, and did you hear that he would leave the room every time they talked about him, which is cool.
That's amazing. Probably the moment of day 3.
Zach Courtney transfers to Coastal Carolina. It's a good fit for him.
Wow. Congrats, man. Honestly, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think who else? I thought I saw someone commit. I can't remember though. Guy Thomas, Indianapolis Colts. And then we had 2 players invited to rookie camps. Quinn Perry invited to New York Giants rookie minicamp, and Robert Barnes invited to Seattle's rookie minicamp.
Hell yeah. Good luck, boys. All you need is a chance, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all you can ask for. Get yourself in front of NFL coaches on the field against other NFL players and prove yourself.
And great landing spots, too. These are all like pretty solid franchises with good coaches, save for the Chargers. Sorry, Terrence. But
yes.
Did you see what Brandon Staley said?
No.
Because I can't remember what the question was exactly, but someone asked him about all the TCU players that the Chargers keep drafting.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, they're one of the best teams in college football, right up there with Alabama and Georgia, after they got beat 65-7.
Also, a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Crazy talk.
Oh, man, insane. Before we get to your guys' questions, shout out to our friends over at Breckenridge Brewery. It was an absolutely poppin' weekend here at the DNVR bar. We wish last night would have went better for the Avs, but it's been packed here lately. A lot of fun.
On to the Nuggets.
It is on to the Nuggets.
All energy towards the Nuggets.
And what a statement Game 1 win from them.
Oh, my God. That was so sick. I was there. It was incredible.
You can celebrate the Game 1 win with a Mile High City Golden Ale, Mountain Beach Sour, Strawberry Sky. We also have Good Company Hard Seltzers. You can check out all of that and find Breckenridge Brewery using their beer locator at www.breckbrew.com. And then shout out to Fubo TV. It's where I watched the Avs last night. That you can watch the Nuggets as they continue on their playoff push on Altitude Sports there. Fubo has over 140 plus live channels of sports shows, movies, and news. You can stream from any device. You also get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR. No contract, no hassle, no cable either. You can start watching immediately with a 7-day free trial. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Again, www.fubotv.com/DNVR or scan the QR code on your screen. Shout out to Fubo. I've been crushing Fubo hours recently.
So Big Game Boomer, Jake. Are you familiar with the account?
Yes, I am.
They have just put out their top 20 best and worst spring game atmospheres in 2023. Number 1, Colorado.
Okay, good. I thought he was going to pull some shit.
No, he was going after, he was trying to rile up Nebraska fans today because he put Nebraska number 2.
All right, I'm going to have to actually retweet that tweet then.
Alabama number 3, Oklahoma number 4, Ohio State number 5. Worst atmospheres. Number 1 worst atmosphere, according to Big Game Boomer, LSU.
Interesting. Is TCU on there?
TCU is 11th worst.
Yeah, that was a pretty shocking one.
I couldn't believe it when I was watching that. I was like, no one was excited after last season, or did they know what we know, which is that everyone's gone?
Yeah.
Got to be some good triggered Nebraska fans in these comments.
Oh, for sure. They've been pretty angsty recently.
Oh my God, dude, they're popping up everywhere. Yeah. Usually I have to summon them just to troll them. Now, I just wake up and somehow I'm trolling them. That's how pressed they are.
It's crazy. Gonna be a long year for them.
Yep. Them trying to spin the Casey Thompson transfer into a good thing
that is wild.
That's a tough sell.
Matthew asks, so you won't be doing the later show anymore? Just not during the summer.
For sure. We'll be going from this time for now.
Yeah. This is usually like the time that practice and stuff happens, or like
media
and stuff.
Yeah.
So
we'll pivots over time.
Air Tees with the super chat. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. That guy's a diehard. He's been here for a long time. I actually went down a rabbit hole of like watching our old shows from like when this shit actually started happening. Crazy.
It is crazy, man. After that banner week last week.
I know. Wild. 406 goalie. You see Prime's comment on Brentley's offer tweet from
Nope.
MSU.
No
Don't
one
know
saw
what you're
that.
talking about.
That tweet never existed.
Cheryl, any word about running back Alton McCaskill? I take it he's not coming.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think that means that he's not coming.
Yeah. Still need time.
It's only May.
Yep.
What else we got? From Nicholas.
For what it's worth, it wasn't because someone said RK likes his tea times. I did not make the decision to move the show. That was not on me. But I will take the pros and cons of every showtime we have.
Nicholas asks, any word on Kiwi Rose? Is that the... Oh, man, there's so many names.
It's like... It's got to be good for your brain to learn this many names.
I've definitely learned how to pronounce a lot of different ones.
Like, you have to like attach this name to a person in a position at a school, and it's just a constant flow. Like that has to make you smarter.
I hope so. It's not helping right now. Oh, man, I can't find when we talked about Kiwi Rose. Sorry, Nicholas, I don't know. I'll get you an update tomorrow, bro.
Like I said, doesn't the early time cut into golf? This was not a golf-based decision. I was told when the new show was.
There you go. Same here. Although I am in support of the decision.
All right. That's good to hear.
Lahad, the super chat. If you know, you know. Hashtag we coming now. Dem Florida boys fast. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, Lahad. Hack Brown is the receiver room full yet?
No.
No, not at all.
Plenty of room there.
Reinforcements are on the way. Real Spiel TV. When can we be expecting the Caleb Mathis interview?
We're working on it.
We are working on it.
Also, how about Cam?
I know.
Cam Silman Craig, our guy.
Yeah.
My guy, technically, by the list. Tweeting at us saying, I've been waiting for my invite. Well, he is absolutely welcome on this show anytime.
Yep.
We did find out that he's going to be out of town for a little bit. So
Right.
when he gets back, we'll make that happen.
The invite has been extended. Contact has been made. Soon
That's
enough.
like, that was sick.
Yeah.
That's like when you're younger and single or whatever, and a girl tells you she likes you first.
Right.
You're like, wow.
I know. That's a great.
This is awesome.
That's a great analogy. Less with the question, why are you guys so giddy about getting all the transfers? What are your expectations of wins in year one? We're giddy because the roster is vastly better now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, got rid of bad players for better players.
Yep.
That's where celebration. What are expectations for year one? So hard to talk about while there's still 30 open scholarships or whatever it is, probably like 20, but
23, I believe.
yeah. I just want to see competent football, which I'm very confident in.
My expectations are we're going to watch a far much better Colorado Buffaloes football team and far much better quarterback play.
And they're going to be competitive week in, week out.
Yep. Angela's back. When do CU talent passing Nebraska talent, and what month does Matt Rule start yelling Coach Prime is cheating? How about
He yells that in his sleep every night.
just to go back to this, though, he had the quote about, I want to coach my guys. I'm not excited about the portal. Well, you had a bunch of guys enter the portal. They were very excited to be coached by you, Mr. Rule.
Yeah. I mean, every team, it's so funny because every team is utilizing the portal, including Nebraska. They probably have 10, 12 transfers themselves. So, it was all just bullshit.
It's wild. I actually got this notification just before we went live from ESPN. What's going on at Colorado? Was mass exodus part of Coach Prime's plan?
You got that today?
Today, right before the show.
A little late on the news there,
Yeah.
friends.
That's why you watch DNVR Buffs Primetime.
Yeah. If I were a Nebraska fan, which I'd rather be anything else, I would be highly concerned about how much my coach thinks about Coach Prime. Mm-hmm. Not even in the conference.
I know.
I realize they play in week 2, but good Lord, the guy, I don't want my coach thinking about anyone else's program that much.
It's not healthy.
Crazy.
Next question from David. Hey, what's going on? How are you guys live? I've now missed 30 minutes. What y'all doing, bro?
People are keeping asking, so that's why I keep bringing it up.
Oh, okay. Summer schedule, my man.
New schedule. Going live at 11:30. Is that the time we went?
11:30.
Yep.
Yep.
Right around there every day.
So there you go. From Andrew, what would your over-under be for number of commits in the next 2 weeks, with 10 being the number?
Over.
Yep. 23 open scholarship spots.
I was going to let Jake slide on the mispronunciation of Exodus.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't.
What did I say?
You said like Exodus or something.
All right, whatever.
I was going to let it slide. The comments would let it slide.
Jamel, how many players on CU's current roster? 63. Scholarship players, that is.
Wow.
So we had 2 walk-ons into the portal, too.
Which
right?
is just like transferring schools.
Yeah.
Like a normal student, I guess.
Exactly. Yep, meet with your advisor.
Yeah.
Bad Juju with the super chat. With the new recruit coming in, are we getting more than 3 wins now, in your opinion?
Yes.
It's definitely in the forecast.
Yes.
Lamar, are the Buffs officially out on Bear Alexander? He is a USC Trojan.
He is. But that doesn't mean we're officially out, I guess. Oh, well, he can't re-enter the portal. So, yes, we're officially out.
We appreciate the super chat, though, Lamar.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're good, PD Swag. Anything else?
That's it.
That's all we got from the peeps.
Dope. You have anything else?
I got nothing else. The transfers are coming. Clearly an emphasis on defensive backs.
Yep.
Coach Prime needs a great secondary, and he's going to make sure he has it.
I'm going to publish an article either today or tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm waiting on all the portal stuff to kind of end before I write this, but kind of breaking down exactly what's happened in this portal period.
How many Scullies we got.
Yeah, and just like kind of, I just want to like kind of riff on Coach Prime's roster building, honestly. So.
Nice. I'm looking forward to reading that.
So there you guys go.
Make sure you're checking out the website, thednvr.com.
And subscribe to the pod. Same time, same place tomorrow. Go Buffs.
See you then. Go Buffs.